Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I will start by having a gift to give to somebody. The person that will have the gift will be by description. If you are in the hall and you are 100% certain that you do not have a relative, a friend, a neighbor, and a close associate that abuses drug or substance, the gift is for you. Kindly raise up your hand and let me give it to you. If you are certain that you do not have anybody in your family, not a friend, not a close associate and a neighbor that abuses a substance or drug, you can raise your hand and I will give it to you. And that has to be based on sincerity. It's 4 years I have been carrying this gift around. It's 4 years. I've never met anybody. It's 4 years. So I'm looking. Yes, young man, let me explain to you. It means for your family all, nobody is abusing any substance, even cigarette. Do you have somebody that smokes cigarette in your family? You don't have. Okay, from your neighborhood, do they sell cigarette there? No. Do they have a shop that they sell cigarette? Okay, that's fine. And then from your neighbors, the houses that are close to you, nobody smokes cigarette. Nobody eats kola nut. Nobody eats kola nut. They eat kola nut there. It's not for you. I said abuses a drug or a substance. If you have somebody that abuses kola nut in your neighborhood, it's still part of the people we are talking about today. But before the presentation ends, somebody will think and we can go about. This afternoon, inshallah, we'll be talking on a problem that is inside all our houses, within our families, within our neighborhood, and then among all of us, which is the story of what? Substance abuse. And what we'll be talking quickly is just for us to have understanding of what drug is and why do people go into drug, and then how do we manage them as families, as friends, as health professionals. And then we'll be able to understand how all these things transit to a problem. If I may ask, the presentation is going to be interactive. Can anybody define what a substance abuse means or drug abuse? If you have an idea, what does it mean? Drug abuse, we have to be talking alongside for us to move together. What does drug abuse means or substance abuse? Okay, simply when we said substance abuse, it means the unhealthy use of a substance, any type of a substance. The worst type of substance that people do abuse is what we call psychoactive substance. Those substances that have the ability to change or interfere with our brain activities. And the good thing about all these things is that you can do it and be enjoying your life. What happens as a consequence is usually come at a later age. When you started taking marijuana at the age of 25, you may not be able to witness any effect of marijuana in 25 years of your abuse. That means you'll be around 50 when you start to experience the effect of marijuana. If you are somebody that starts taking kola nut at the age of 25, you use it for 25 years, you may not be able to have any physical consequences of that your kola nut till when you are around 50 years, 55 years. That is when you start paying for that kola nut that you have been eating for 25 years. If I may ask, why do people abuse substance? We have so many reasons that all of us might be having one, but generally, the reason what used to push people to abuse substance is search of pleasure. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Then I will now abuse a substance. And another one is searching for Solution. Searching for solution. And then another one is happiness. Somebody that wants to be happy. I'm sad now, I'm feeling bad. Ibrahim is still there, there is no money, there is no food in the house, but he is confused on where to get the money. If Ibrahim wants to be happy, at that moment he is exposed to abuse a substance. Not that the substance will produce money, but substance can give him some sort of happiness. And then celebrations. It's very easy. You see people say, okay, we have an end of the year party or matriculation ceremony, and then the packages are there. Alcohol will be there, stimulants will be there, and all kinds of things for people to what? To celebrate. So these are reasons that used to make people to abuse substance. Another one is odds. You have a young lady just sitting in the house, she will tell you that today she wants to take talk. She has an urge for talk. She can even be specific to say maybe pamplemousse. She will be insisting. If you are her husband, if you don't bring that pamplemousse, it's a hard battle on that day. Another one is comfort. People want to be comfortable with drugs. And then some people want to belong. For example, we are 25 years in our quarter, all town, for example. All of us, we are among the same ages. And then out of that 25, 15 of us are abusing marijuana. They used to take a banger. If all of us have to be friends, they have to keep influencing all of us to belong to them. Otherwise, us and them will look completely different. Some of the things that we commonly abuse, we'll be specifying it in the African context, is cosmetic products. It will be so likely and funny to tell you that among the most abused substances in Africa, cosmetic products are there. I have defined what abuse means. Simply means unhealthy use of a substance. Some of the substances that we use in Africa or commonly in our neighborhood here, Cameroon for this matter, all down, are cosmetic products. Those things that we used to buy to decorate ourselves. Somebody will just take a perfume, you want to put it on Jumu'ah. It's Jumu'ah day, you just take the perfume and just start. Even the neighbors will have the same. And anybody that is in the room will start singing. Just because of applying a perfume. That's a cosmetic product. That's an abuse. If there is any asthmatic patient in the room, they can collapse at the moment. Another one that we easily abuse, these are seasonings and additives. Seasonings are things that we put in our food to make it taste nice or sweet. Additives are things that we add to our foods to make it more sweeter. There are foods that have their own natural sweeteners, like corn. When you take corn, naturally it's sweet. But sometimes when they make pap and refuse to put sugar in the pap, might not make a lot of sense. So we need to add something. So some of the things that we abuse include seasonings that we use in our food, and then additives that we use to add to make the food nicer. And then the big one, we also use to abuse drugs. And when they just say drugs, simply what does that mean? We are Abakar. What does the drug mean? I'm seeing everybody, so I'll be talking to everybody, all of us together. Abakar, what does a drug mean? If you don't know a drug, yeah, salam. I've seen Salahuddin somewhere. There is one small Salahuddin, where is he? Okay, who can give us an idea what a drug means? Anybody from anywhere? What does a drug mean? Ibrahim. We have one Ibrahim. Yes, what does a drug mean? Okay, if we don't know what a drug means, we should know that part of the things that we commonly abuse, drug is there. Example of the cosmetic products that we easily abuse, so we can watch at among our sisters, we have creams and lotions. You hear people crying that I want to buy lotion, I want to buy cream. And then in 2 weeks time the cream have finished. There are certain lotions that have specification of usage. That means if you buy the cream, you are not expected to use it within 2 weeks and finish it. If you have finished it, it means that you have packed all the content of that bottle and put in your body within 2 weeks. Among the chemicals that are used to produce those lesions, there are some that absorb in our system. And they are unhealthy. Meaning, when they enter the body, they have to go out. That is the work of the kidney and liver. If you take so much substance that your kidney cannot move at a time, there are tendencies that some of them will stay. And that is the genesis of what we used to call cancer and idiopathic diseases. Another ones that we commonly abuse. I am ABDUSSAMAD from Bauchi, locally, and God has given my skin to be a dark complexion skin. If I love to look like Mr. Johnson that is living in Texas, Australia, or Texas, or London, or somebody that is living in Philippines, I want to look like ABDUSSAMAD, Bauchi, Philippines. So I have to change the skin to look like that of Philippines. The chemicals that assist in doing all of that, they call them whiteners or lighteners. You go to any store in commercial avenue and ask them that you want a lightening cream, a lightening lotion. Those are things that we easily abuse because of how we are using it. Another ones are makeup products and injectables. It's very easy to tell you that, okay, Sister Rashida is getting married next week. Once they say she is getting married next week, from Wednesday of that Friday, they will start to do what? Makeups. There are makeups that take 7 hours to do. Meaning that they are packing chemicals and putting on your face, your bra, for 6 hours. Decorating it, they will pack some, put it, label it, pack another one, label it. Something that you can carry for 7 at least or to 10 hours even on your body. Those chemicals, they are very, very, very unfriendly to you. One fact that we should all know is that there is no cosmetic product that does not contain 1 to 5 carcinogens. Carcinogens are things that used to cause cancer. Any of those cosmetic products, when you take, they must have 1 to 5 of those carcinogens. Meaning, you have to be rest assured that when you are buying any cosmetic product, you are buying something that has tendencies of giving you cancer if abused. So we have to watch how we use those things. Other ones are these sweeteners. Everybody know about sugar. If I may ask, young man, how many sugars do you use in half a liter of tea? Half a liter means just that small sachet pure water. If you want to drink tea, 1 cup, how many sugars do you use? I'm talking to you directly. Yes? 6 sugars. Yes. Is there anybody that uses less than that? Okay. Anybody that uses 10? Yes. Yes. People use 10. Some people use up to even 15 in 1 liter. Those are sweeteners that we add. The same thing with salt. People hardly abuse salt, but salt is the most friendly among the sweeteners to abuse. Before a woman mistakenly adds too much salt to her food, she must have added sugar 10 times or 15 times in the house before she can add sugar. But all those things are unhealthy. Another one that we easily abuse is spices. If you have ever been to Nigeria and you tasted Nigerian jollof, you get to know what they mean by pepe. You will get to know what they mean by what? Pepe. If you have never witnessed unhealthy use of pepe, you have to be Nigeria, and to be precise, you have to go to the western part of Nigeria. The day you first taste that food, you can spend the whole night making some zigzag between you and the toilet. That is unhealthy. So some of the things that we abuse easily include spices. Another ones are what? Seasonings. These are Maggi that everybody know. Add Maggi, add Maggi. Yes, coming back specifically to drugs, we want to understand what drug is all about. We have drugs that are synthetics, meaning drugs that they have went to laboratory and produced them. And then we have other drugs that are called herbal drugs. These drugs are not produced in a laboratory, but they are also prepared in an atmosphere that has regulation and policies. And then other ones, we have drugs that are called natural drugs. Natural drugs that are things that are found mainly like that, like fruits. They are natural drugs. Like ginger, natural drugs. Like turmeric, natural drugs. So all these ones, from the synthetic to the herbal drugs and the natural drug, we abuse them all of us. We now, from the picture I have up here, I want you to say any yes, brother. What can you understand from the picture?
I can see people taking drugs. Some of them are taking birth injections.
Some of them are taking birth injection, and some of them taking what?
Drugs. Okay.
Yes. I'm very happy that you have known cocaine. For those of us that don't know what cocaine means, the guy that was trying to snuff something up there is trying to snuff cocaine. That's the best way to take cocaine. Through a pipe directly into the nostrils. They can also take cocaine just by putting it in the room. When they have that cocaine and leave it there, in a matter of 30 to 40 minutes, all of us will absorb it. We smoke that cocaine. But the best way is when you come closer and drag it directly to the nostrils. That's the word for me. This is somebody here trying to inject. It's not that she's having fever. It's just that she wants to what? Abuse a drug. This is just a clear, what this means. We want to understand the victims or people that are at risk of substance abuse. Those are at risk, but I want to understand that instead of people that are at risk of abusing substances, they are rejects. People that have been rejected. Example of those one, somebody that his wife has divorced him or he has divorced his wife, a divorcee. If your wife divorced you, meaning you don't have wife at that moment, you are rejected by her. If Alton community decides to pursue Yunus from Alton and ask him to leave Alton, he should never rent a house, he should never come out. He will be standing somewhere as a reject, as somebody that has been rejected. That's being at risk at that moment for him, because he is somebody that has been rejected by a particular group of people, which will continue to give him alarms. Another set of people are breeds. When you meet a young man of 17 years, ask him, young man, how are you? What is your name, man? Ibrahim. How are you doing and how is your family? He tells you that my family are fine. Why is your father? He said, my father is dead. A young man of 17, meaning he has lost his father. This is somebody that is highly at risk. So in another word, anybody that is an orphan, has lost a mother, a father, 25 years, 17 years, 30 years, that's category of people that are at risk of substance abuse. Substance abuse. Another ones are people that are comorbid. It's very easy. You know, last time I went to hospital was when I was around 7 years. So generally I do not have anything. Comorbidity means you have one illness and ask him, what is actually your problem or what is the disease that is disturbing you? If you start counting, you can even fall asleep. He will tell you that I'm having sugar, I'm having salt, I'm having Maggi, I'm having diabetes, you even start some of the symptoms and how it's going. Those are people called comorbid. So anybody that has multiple things are bound or at the risk of abusing it. Simple ones, when you have anybody that is sickle cell anemic in the community, different types and different sizes. Sometimes they take 3 drugs at a time or 4 at a time. Sometimes even more than that. Those are what we call comorbidity. And then they are at risk of abusing substances. Other ones are exposed residents. I made a proposal and up now we are still dragging it back and forth. I said, in the urban cities in Cameroon, alcohol is available in every 100 meters. We have dragged with so many people. One of them is Dr. ABDUSSAMAD behind me, but I'm still working on it to certify and validate the claim. It is so easy and friendly to have alcohol in Cameroon urban cities in every 100 meters. Every 100 meters is more available than Momo joint. I want to remove money from my phone. Instead, I can see up to 10 different places that I can buy alcohol before I meet one Momo point. That is what this is, an exposed environment. In other words, if anybody take alcohol in Cameroon, they don't have any reason to blame him. He's exposed to it. Because we grow up knowing that food is food for us to eat and grow. When we have alcohol available, we can also assume that it is food for us to eat and what? And grow. That is exposed residue. Because when you take cigarette and you're smoking and smoking, you take cocaine, nobody. Is there anybody that has seen somebody smoking cocaine in their house? No, it's uncommon. But there are countries that have cocaine just being abused the same way we are. Anybody that has a cocaine that is trained on it, you can spend 7 years learning how to drive camion. Now a professional camion driver. But as a professional driver, you are bound to abuse certain substances, especially substances to Bamenda, our car stopped and spoiled at Bafia. It is that same driver that entered their window at 7 p.m. They call him around 1 a.m. to turn and come to Bafia to pick us and bring us back. Naturally, as a normal human being, how can you do that? You drive car 12 hours and reach your window, park the car, you want to rest, and then they ask you that you have a tax to drive another 12 hours back. A professional camion driver, professional 75-seater is exposed to abusing certain substances. This is a nice picture, and I don't know if the last man is seeing it. You are seeing it very clear. What can you pick from there? What can you pick from there? Can you see anything on the picture? Can you see anything there? Yes, just be talking. We are friends. Just talk. It's me. Just that I put some clothes that we are not used to. Yes, Sheikh. This is ghetto. This is real ghetto. What we call ghetto, this is an example of it. Places that are dangerous to enter if you do not belong to the ghetto. If they tell you that's a ghetto, if you are not part of them, it's difficult for you to enter. These are young guys, especially they are the ages of these my brothers here. These are guys of less than 15 years. All of them, none of them have passed 15 years. One of them is already having cigarette. Right there. These other ones, we do not even know the type of world where they are. Maybe they have transferred from this planet to another planet, but they are not completely here. And look at just the particular spot where they are sitting. Is it even rational for somebody to sit on that? But that is the work of drugs. And these are exposed people. These are Palestinians. People that have grown in an area of crisis, where the only market that circulates is either drugs or guns or weapons. What is available, as these young men are there, they are not as strange as when the people that used to abuse here, because nobody blames them there. It's as if they are doing the normal norms. And that's how bad it is. There is a lot of story of what originates or what engineered substance abuse. Precisely drug. So many stories is attributed to our biological components, some to our psychological components, and then some to the social environment where you are living. I will just be talking on the social ground. We have the first one is peer group. This is Abakar. His friend is Manve. Yahya. Now your name is Yahya. When it happens, what he has, like for example, Yahya starts to smoke cigarette, and then it's so nice for Yahya to be carrying it along in his pocket and moving around. And Abakar is his roommate. By the time he wants to sleep, he usually smoke like 1 or 2 sticks. And then in the morning before everybody wakes up, he has smoked like 2 or 3 sticks. Abakar does not like it. If it happens that they stay in a room for 1 month, Abakar will begin to like it and tolerate that smoke. By the time Manpe start attacking Abakar and introducing that cigarette to him, Abakar will be insulting him. Take away your thing. Don't disturb me. Don't do it. Before you know it, it can be very easy for Abakar to take it because of the influence that Manpe will have. Because Manpe, first of all, has energy to beat Abakar if Abakar insults him. He can beat him. So he will have all and every power to what? Influence him. Another one is cultural factors. Naturally, if you are somebody from the inner Banso, and then they bring white bimbo to you and place, and you tell them that you don't drink white bimbo, everybody will cut their head and mouth and even leg. Because culturally, it is a recreation for somebody to take white bimbo there. And if you deny it, it will sound as if you are rejecting the culture. There are many occasions that white bimbo must be there before they even start any discussion. Occupational factors. A tailor. It is now time for Salah, Eid al-Adha, when everybody wants to get new clothes. Everybody wants to have a new cloth. One tailor has packed the dresses of people up to 77 people. And then it's just Ramadan 22 now. It remaining only 7 days, everybody wants to have their dresses with them. Occupational what? Factors. How can he make 77 dresses in just 7 days? 10 per day. It's just to start searching for what? Yes. What will give him extra energy beyond normal everybody. That's it. A carpenter, they have tell you that, wallahi tallahi, if you do not make our cushions and wardrobe, tomorrow our sister is giving Mamenda right to Garwa. If you don't produce these things, we'll deal with you because we are giving you our money since January. You have chopped the money. Now you have to make it. That carpenter, when they give you only 72 hours to make 3 cushions, 3-seater, 2-seater, 1-seater, 2 of them, and wardrobe, it does not have any option than to source for what extra energy to do the work. That is what occupational factors. Another ones are weak legislation. Big legislation means it is acceptable either a big legislation or a small one, a country, a state, a community. When we make it so porous that in your community, people can take Mimbo and be proud. I'm from Bauchi State. Wallahi, I grew up more than 10 years, I've never seen a bottle of alcohol. My first experience of seeing a bottle of alcohol was when I went to Army Barracks for an exam, and they told us that there is a market, they call it Mami Market. That is where they used to sell alcohol and people used to drink. We went there with our school envelope to spy and see a bottle of alcohol. Because the legislation in my state, Bauchi State, have made it that an alcohol should not be seen in any public place or public offices. By that legislation is not available for you to see anywhere, except you have gone to places that have licenses like Army Barracks. So for somebody to be from Bauchi State and drink alcohol, if they just say somebody have tasted alcohol, have drink alcohol, in fact, even your extended family will start feeling ashamed. And it is a news that will go viral. They will even be wondering, where did you see it? Because the legislation is there to make sure that nobody have access to it, except if you are interested, you go and look for it. So weak legislation, when the government have just allowed it. By the way, I'm meant to understand that breweries, that's the alcohol producing industry, contribute 7 to 10% of Cameroon's GDP. That means the companies that are producing mimbos, they are part of what is making Cameroon rich. The money that they will be taking to give salary to poor workers, 7% to 10% of that money is sourced from the mimbos that everybody sit on the corner and bar up glasses and drink. To tell you that the government does not have any serious legislation regarding mimbo, because it's even making money out of that. Just to bypass that, I have asked if there is anybody that have an idea of what makes people to drink or to abuse any substance, to take drugs. Anybody? You have a friend, a neighbor, what was their reason to start taking or smoking banga, alcohol, cocaine, tramadol? What? Do you have any? Yes?
Lack of money.
Yes. Somebody do not have money and they now what? Yes?
Sing very well.
Huh?
I want my friend to sing very well.
Singing very well.
To think.
Think very well. Wow, alhamdulillah. Any other reason why people abuse substances? Yes, Abdul Karim.
Frustration.
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 Frustration. Ha. Now, yes, any other reason that people abuse substances?
To be more powerful.
Yeah, ya Allah. He said to be more powerful. In summary, we have millions of reasons that used to push people. But we have, what I have here are what? Major reasons and big reasons. Number one is status. People abuse substances to either seek for a particular status or to maintain their status. If they tell you that this boy inside this town, inside this altar, nobody can dare even touch him, can dare to touch him, or nobody can tamper with him. What does that mean? Is either he has energy or he's a gangster, meaning he has power over the talks. For you to have power over the talks, people that used to smoke banga, you have to be the champion among them. If I'm the most powerful among those people that used to take tramadol, I have to take more tramadol than all of them. Anytime I stop taking tramadol, I'm no more the big man. So to maintain that my status, I have to continue to do it. There was a time, a musician by the name Lil Wayne, he used to be the big man for Young Money, Cash Money crew. And in the whole world, they know him. What gives him that famous and status was his abuse of a particular substance they call codeine. That makes him so strong and give him a particular voice that none of them is having the voice. So he was the champion. As of now today, the money that Lil Wayne is using for his healthcare, that means the money he's using for his healthcare alone, is very sufficient to make all the roads in Bamenda and Buea, Northwest and Southwest. The money he's using only for his healthcare, as the result of that codeine he has abused for 17 years. They are spending thousands of dollars just to keep Lil Wayne alive. Consequences of codeine that he has abused for 17 years. Up to today, that is what is happening. He continued to abuse it despite medical advice to maintain his status as the people in the crew. That's just status. Another one is fame. I want to be known. I want people to know me. I want to break. I want to disturb. I want to be the high. I want to be the big man. That is what being fame. Another one is criminalization. When people want to go for operation, for example, now we want to go for armed robbery along Manfe Bamenda Road. It might be very difficult for us to go out just like that because we'll be thinking that military can come, this one can come, this one can come. But there are substances that we can take, and those substances will give us courage and energy to tell us that even if Cameroon government will gather all their forces and go and keep in Manfe Bamenda Road, we can still do our armed robbery and be fine. So people that want to make criminal activities, they have tendencies of what? Abusing substances. Another ones are payback. They have come to altar and they have beat one child until they break his leg. Those people that have beat him, they are thugs. If the thugs of altar want to go for revenge to pay back that incident, they have to now what? Abuse a particular substance. The last one is success. People abuse substances to be successful. And this is a best reality that we cannot deny. I want to be successful, a successful singer, a successful footballer, a successful artist, a successful medical student. I will now be pushed to start abusing substances. It depends on the substance that I want to abuse. These are young men. I don't know whether they are from Oldtown here or after Oldtown, but they are not looking like us. If you can say anything about the picture, I would like you to comment. Make a comment. Assuming now, this guy's name is Tangerine, and you have a daughter of 16 years old. You get to know that Tangerine is coming to your house to make hira with your daughter that her name is Fatima. How easy will it be for you to marry her to Tangerine? This is Tangerine, and your daughter is in your house, and Tangerine is coming to look for a marriage. How easy will that be? Well, I don't know. This is just a frank statistics that said that 7 million people abuse illicit drug, alcohol, and prescribed drugs. It means that in the whole world, we have 8 billion according to the population of today, 8 billion people now. If 7 million abuses drug, that means at least in every 1.5 billion or every 1.5 million, there is one person that abuses drug or alcohol or prescribed drugs. The most commonly ones are over the counters. It's just very easy for Muhammad to say, please go and buy me paracetamol. Those are drugs that we call over the counter, drugs that you can just go and buy at any store. Over the counter drugs. And then other ones is analgesic. My grandfather, if you go to his room beside his bed, he has one small box, it's up like this. It's full of drugs of all kinds. But if you come, there was a time I come, I sat down, I'm just trying to analyze. I have found that only ibuprofen, it has 6 types of ibuprofen from that drug. 6 types of one drug. That is abused. This is my own grandfather. And he's just using it. He will take one because they have written the name in a different way, or they have made the package to look different. You will bust it, drop another one, bust it, carry like 5, the same thing, and I take. That is analgesic. The drugs that we take in looking for what relief, pain relief. Another ones are what? Natural drugs. We abuse those ones to the level that we don't want to implement it. And it's very easy for somebody to tell you that go and buy me paracetamol, I'm having headache. Meanwhile, he's hungry. When you are hungry, there are tendencies you have headache. At that moment, what you need is fufu, not paracetamol. It's very easy for somebody to say, go and buy me diclofenac. They have bought that diclofenac, he has sponsored 2, bam, bam, even 3, and just drink. If you ask him what happened, he will just tell you, I'm feeling my body like this, like this. Meanwhile, he has just come back from the workshop, he's a mechanic. You don't have any reason to say your body will not pay you because you are a mechanic. What you need is just to rest and relax, not diclofenac. Another one is, he wants to tell you that I'm having 4 wives. Please, these ones that are selling drugs at the agency, the herbal drugs at the agency concoction, he will tell them that, give me the strongest amount I'm having 4 wives, and he will take and drink. Because of what? 4 wives. Another one is traditional, like as I explained, very common in our communities. These are our sisters. And then I have authorization to put the pictures there because I know one of them. I know one of them. And it's very easy for us to say that this can never happen to our family. It's very for us easy to say. But I tell you that the father of the one I know among them, if they tell him that his daughter is in this state, he can even swear to Allah that it's impossible and nothing can link his daughter to something like this. So as we are sitting here, don't be surprised if they tell you that your cousin somewhere, your sister somewhere, Your neighbor somewhere is in this type of state. This is more reason why we have to understand the science of substance abuse and avoid it. From the things that we commonly abuse, there are things that we call stimulants. Yahya said that somebody abuses substance to get what? Energy. All those things that used to make us have energy that is not existing, we call them stimulants. They used to make us more alert, more agitated, and super active. Yeah. The reason why somebody has to take drugs to have energy, and if he has to take drugs, those drugs are drugs that we call what? Stimulants. The most common one among them is what? Nicotine, which is found in tobacco and also in kola nut. You just see somebody taking kola nut to drink, to chew, just bite. He's looking for what? Alertness, energy, and agitation. Maybe you don't want to sleep, you want to walk. Another one are what? Depressants. As I am now like this, I want to be acting slow than the way God has programmed me. That means I want to depress my system slow. I'm just walking like I want to be walking like this. I'm talking fast, I want to be talking. Those are drugs that we call depressants. So people that are looking for those, they go for that. And there are other ones that we call hallucinogens. It's difficult for you to find anybody that is abusing any drug or substance that does not fall under this. These hallucinogens are drugs that used to make us to see reality in opposite. We see reality in opposite. The door to this hall is this one. There are drugs that I will take to make me to feel like the door to this hall is this one. And that means if I have to go out to this hall, I have to be thinking on how to climb up. Those drugs are what we call hallucinogens. It will be very easy for you to see that a young man is just passing by the roadside and there is a she-goat and he just grinning, Ashai mami, Ashai mami. It's a particular drug that will make that she-goat to look like his grandmother. Those drugs are what we call hallucinogens. These are all examples of them. The whole thing used to come back to what is happening in our brain. As God has given us this big head, inside it, after this bone, there is a portion that is called brain. It's having 3 segments, the big one that is up, the small one that is usually behind here, and then the one that connects down to our neck. This big one, they call it cerebellum. Cerebral, that is the biggest, the one that is having gray. There is a small one that is down here, right down here. They call it cerebellum. And then this one, they call it the brainstem. And that is the one that connects to the spinal cord. It's a series of activities that happen, but the most important that we have to know that in our brain there is an area that coordinates our judgment. It's usually in our forehead. An area that coordinates our movement, area that coordinates our reward system, memory and pain. This is what constitutes a system that we call addictive system. If for anybody to abuse any substance, all these actions have to be in motion. It's very easy for you to see some young man walking like this. You will see them, and then someone like this, and then your position like this, you try to do like this. You see, these are drugs that he has taken from the normal programming that God has made his brain. Is that this side of you, there is an area that coordinates your vision, how you see things. And then what your eye sees, it goes to that place for your brain to interpret. There are drugs, when you take them, they will come and interfere with the exchange of chemicals that will allow you to see this place as it is and allow it to be as it is. When you take some drugs, The drug will now go and block the transmission, so that as I'm seeing this one, it's transmitting to me as if it's some breach. As I'm seeing this green, this pink color, it's transmitting to me as if it's some fire that is coming to eat me up. Then I'll just be going back, just me like that, because I've taken something that has activated a portion of my brain. That is all what is. and 20, precisely in August in Nigeria, they confiscated vehicles that are carrying marijuana that worth 17 billion naira. Marijuana, that's mean banga, that worth 17 billion naira. What type of industry can be having such big amount of money and you say that what they want to wake up and work? 17 that's not a job. And then from the traces of that, they have even went to the source of the farm. What they have found there is more than the one that they have arrested on the to tell you that it is an industry, and what that means is that people are feeding on it. As somebody is just hiding inside all town smoking one stick of cigarette, somebody is sitting in Los Angeles inside AC, happy that he has generated money from that one stick. So people are getting rich as others are abusing drugs. Yes, it's just for us to ponder. This is the most important part that all of us have to see and reason, because it's talking about the categories of abusers, the level at which somebody can go as far as taking any substance is concerned. The first one are what we call experimentalists. The first set of people are what we call experimentalists. After them, we have the social users, and we have the regular users and the dependent users. What happens is that when you see your junior brother, the first time he has come back to the house and he has missed the door to his room, he has went to the door of the fowls, he's trying to enter the room of the fowls, misbehaving, vomiting, dangling. That's the first time. Those are people that we used to call experimentalists. First time that people are observing them to start drinking it or smoking it or using it. Other ones are social users. This one, if you are not their friend, even if they are your son, they can be abusers for 15 years, you will never know. Because what happens is that they only abuse the substances on social grounds. For example, on Sunday when they are out, or is their friend's birthday, or is their sister's wedding, that is the only occasion that they get opportunity to abuse drug or alcohol. Other ones, we call them regular users. Regular users are people that take it on and on. They have time for it. They create time for it. If you meet some pa and he tell you that this is my collar, if I do not take it, even if it is for 5 hours, I used to feel abnormal. It's just a regular user. But if that pa tell you that without this collar nut, I cannot even go out to market, that pa has moved from regular user to what? Dependent. He is relying on collar nuts to be healthy or to be happy. And then there are certain keys that we have to understand in relation to helping anybody at that level. When somebody is an experimentalist, how do you know? And how can we help him? First and famous thing that you observe from them is that they will start having strange associates. This is your junior brother. You know all his friends is Muhammad, Ibrahim. One time you just discover that he has now additional friend that they call it Bobby or Gideon. Sounding so strange from Ibrahim, Muhammad, Khalid, and then all his friends used to be on altar. All of a sudden now, he is now telling you that he's going to Metakota to see his friend. A child of just 13 years. What about your friends that are in altar? No, I have someone in Metakota. That's a strange associate. He will start having people that you'll be surprised. How did he get to know them? What is his link with them? Other ones is awkward schedule. They want to pray Maghrib prayer, and you just see him going down the Angua. Why are you going? Said, I want to collect something down there. When at that time the schedule is that everybody is targeting to catch up with Maghrib. But his own is so awkward that he's going down. Asking him why is he going, he will tell you that I want to take something down there. That is the case of what? Experimentalists, because that is the moment they are just experiencing. Other ones is behavioral changes. This is my junior brother, Ali. I used to ask Ali to wash my clothes, iron my dresses, And then today is Sunday. I just asked Ali, please, Alice, I have 2 dresses. I want you to help me to wash it. Ali will just tell me, I will not wash it. This is my junior brother that has been washing my clothes for 5 years. I asked him to just wash for today. He told me that I will not wash it. This is a very strange behavior that people used to gather it as a result of experimenting drugs. So you notice certain changes that has not been them. It is your female daughter. You know that every time after Isha, everybody used to come to the sitting room, they eat and they relax. All of a sudden, it is time to eat. She's not there. She's just 16 of age. Why I see she's in the room? Come out. She said, no, I don't want to come out. The behavior have just changed. Another one is what? Social distance. We all know that it's COVID-19 time. They used to say social distance. But what it means here in an experimental user is that he used to sit just beside the masjid immediately after Asr or after Zuhur until they will call for Asr and he will enter. All of a sudden, all that his friends that he used to see with them, he just leave them. Your friend that is just 12 years, he has all about 7 friends that he used to move. And then you realize that he has disconnected with all those 7. It's an alarming moment that you have to look over. And what you have to do at that moment is that you have to make close observation. When you are experiencing any of this, you have to make what? Close observation. You must observe them closely and then you monitor them. How do you monitor a child that is 13 years? How do you monitor them? You observe.
Movement.
Yes, their movement. How many hours they used to spend away from the house. And when they come back to the house, what is their preoccupation in the house? How is his clothes looking like? And all those things you must observe. And then another one is cautioning. You say, Muhammadu, now that you are not staying inside this quarter, I want to start telling you that you are changing here. You are changing here to the Muhammad, from the Muhammadu that I know to somebody that I don't know. You have to caution them. If you go and enter anything, Muhammadu, don't call me here. You have to start warning them. At this level, when you start experiencing this. Another one is sanctioning. You can decide to, okay, Muhammadu, when it's Saturday, you don't see Muhammadu. When it's just Saturday, once Muhammadu move out for madrasa, he does not used to come back until 8 o'clock in the night. You just tell Muhammadu, today, this Saturday, you are not going anywhere. You are staying in the house. You sanction him. Or I will be the one to come and pick you after madrasa and we are coming back to the house. You have to give them sanction, meaning you have to give them certain restriction. In relation to social users, those that use drugs or abusive substances on social accounts, these are, most of the things that you understand is that once they have told Ibrahim that we'll be going to Douala for a wedding, Ibrahim will just be happy. The happiness will pass everybody's happiness. Not because he wants to go and see his cousin brother Muhammad that is there, or Abdurazak. But everybody is not understanding why is Muhammad so happy that there is wedding in Douala and we are going. And then he will be keeping late hours. They have went to the wedding. They said that this is the hall for the event where they are going to sit and eat. After eating, everybody have gone back to the house. They are looking for Muhammad. They have not seen Muhammad. Muhammad only come back when it's 10 o'clock. Meanwhile, they have finished the event since 7 p.m. Extra 3 hours. That's late hours. Another one is event disconnectivity. If you carry your children, 5 of them, it's good you always observe them during ceremonies and events. If you do not see Khalid, ask his junior brother, why is Khalid? It might be so unfortunate that the only time that your Khalid used to drink Mimbo, it is when he has gone to the village for wedding. So once he lands in the village like that, his matter does not have to do with the wedding that everybody is there. He will disconnect. Everybody is in the house, somebody is eating, so Khalid is nowhere to be found. Disconnection from events. They are doing event here, and then you just realize that some attendants are now behind this place. That is, if you go to any house where they are doing wedding, always look at the back of the house. If you are all lucky, you will see some people there. And most of the time, you see that they are smoking. Another one is special budget. Everybody is going to Douala for a wedding. Khalid is among them. And then they have sold the new cloth and everything, but Khalid is disturbing, daddy, 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 give me 1,000, give me 1,000. Or you have just arrived, Douala, Khalid have come to you, give me 1,000. What do you want to do with 1,000? Daddy, just give me 1,000. In those moments are moments for you to what? To be extra careful. Or you have a daughter, she has traveled to Yaoundé for a wedding. She has just reached there, she just called you, daddy, send me 10,000, send me 10,000, send me 10,000. You say, what are you using for? Just send me 10,000. If you are not careful, she has met those people that used to abuse makeup products. And they have told her that this makeup that you are seeing is 10,000 to make it. That means we have to spend like 2 hours putting makeup on you. She want to abuse what? Makeup products. Others said, and in this level, you have to limit their movement when you take them to any occasion. Your child or your brother, you have to limit them. We have went to the wedding for a wedding in Dop. Let the child remain within the quarter. Limit their movement and restrict them and caution them and give them sanctions where necessary. Is this now? These are regular users, meaning how do you know that somebody is a regular user of a drug? For example, tramadol. He used to keep money for his tramadol. As he has go to market, work his work, he has come back, he will just remove some 500 aside and said, this one is what? Tramadol. If you have a senior brother that you say, please give me 500, I want to buy bread, he will tell you that no, this 500 that you are seeing is for my cigarette. That is what? Budget allocation. Somebody that is a regular user, he used to allocate particular money for what he is using. If it is codeine, banga, cigarette, he must allocate the money. Another aspect is that fearless, they are fearless. A regular user is not afraid that even if his father will see him smoking cigarette. But a social user is afraid for his father to see him smoking cigarette because he has to hide away from the father and smoke it. Another one is advocacy. The only person that will tell you that, please, test this banga, it is a regular user. When you have an experimentalist in banga, they are even afraid for anybody to smell the scent of banga from them. If you have a social user is somebody that smokes banga only when it is time for occasion or he has went and meets his friends in some place and he does not want anybody to hear it from him. But a regular user is somebody that can even take his Gino brother or his new friend to go and smoke banga because he's now advocating for the drug. He's advocating for the substance. Another one is progression. It's very easy if you can have somebody that has been smoking cigarette. Today, they can smoke up to maybe 1 pack in a day. Some of the pack like this is having 12, 6 like this, 6 like this. He can smoke 12 sticks in a day. When he will tell you that, when you will ask him, Pa, when you start to smoke, how many sticks were you taking initially? He can tell you maybe 1 in a day or 2 in 3 days. But as of today, 25 years of smoking cigarette, the Pa is taking up to 12 sticks of cigarette. That is what progression, it moves from one level to another. I want somebody to just make a comment regarding the picture. Yeah. Yahya, you said that when somebody does not have money, it can make them to what? Abuse drug. But look at this picture, even from behind. Aminu, can you see it? Just somebody should make a comment. Abdulaziz. Yes, it's a table and there are some drugs on the table. The individual is trying to extend his hands by force, even though the hands are not reaching. But you want them to reach so that they can grab his what? Drug. That is the major difference between a regular user and a dependent. A dependent are what we call addict. This is their major difference. If you have a regular user of marijuana and they have tell him that the government have blocked the supply of marijuana to Bamenda, that means there is no single marijuana inside Bamenda. You just say, hey, they want more do how? Now we can't punishment this. Now we can't ballot this. Marijuana will not come. Banga. Just the banga, they say, no banga in Bamenda. We have went to social place, no banga. You just finish that talk and go to the house and eat fufu and sleep. That is a regular what? User. When you have those categories that we call dependent users or addict, and they tell him that there is no banga in Bamenda, the next thing is that he is looking for transport to go to Fafusam. Somebody that uses kola nut, and then inside Bamenda, all the trees that used to produce kola nut, they are not producing kola nut, and there is no kola nut to buy anywhere. He will start calling some driver that have went to Yaoundé. Musa, I beg, if you want to come back, let me buy kola nut. I beg, don't come back without that kola nut. This is what a dependent user of kola nut. They will do everything possible to secure and source for their what? Drug. Somebody that smokes cigarette, and they just tell him that now there is no cigarette in town, except you go to mile 6, that is when you can have cigarette. The next thing is looking for bike to go to mile 6. But a regular user, they say, so the cigarette is in mile 6, okay, I'll go there tomorrow. That is what a regular user. But a dependent and an addict will tell you that I will go. Let me use a common example with the case of sugar. If they bring pap into this hall for us to drink, it happens so unlucky that the sugar inside is not sufficient enough. Muhammad has taken it, his friend has taken it, Abubakar behind them have taken it. When you just reach that fellow brother, he will ask, which side sugar there? They will tell him that there is no sugar. He will say, I cannot drink it. That is a dependent and addict of sugar. Because he cannot do without the sugar. But these ones, some of them can fall on the categories of what? Regular users of sugar. Some of them can fall on the categories of social users of sugar. Anytime they see big bucket of sugar, they can carry 10 and put. If they see small bucket of sugar, they can carry 5 and put, or 2, depending on what? Usage. So we have to understand at each level. Don't see your junior brother hiding to smoke banga behind the house. He has just hid and he's smoking banga. And then now went and call your uncle that is in Sabga. You have called your uncle that is in Yaoundé. Your grandpa that is living now in Nigeria. You have called this one. We have seen Muhammad be smoking banga. Eh? You are giving him the treatment that does not belong to him. Because of what? He is an experimentalist. Experimentalists are people that are used to hide their things. But if you just see him smoking banga and walking on the street, he must have passed the level of what? Regular user. And then you are shouting that Muhammad is smoking banga. You are promoting him from the level of being an experimentalist and putting him on the scale of what? A regular user. If you are not careful, that Muhammadu will say, okay, since you have told them, let them do what they want to do. That is the first breakdown of Muhammadu. Who promoted Muhammadu from experimentalist to a regular user? His brother. Because of what? Advocacy. Some few things that we have to understand about a regular user is that they tolerate it. He has drank alcohol and he has driven his car, went and hit gendarmerie control. They have arrested him for 7 days. He has spent 3 million before he come out. But after he has come out, he's still at the bar to drink Mimbo. They tolerate anything that comes as the result of the drug. They will tell him, is it not you that they just, gendarmerie arrested you that you have went and hit their thing? And so waiting. That is what he will say. They tolerate it. Another thing is that they have withdrawal syndrome. By the time they will put him in the gendarmerie cell and tell him that you will not drink any alcohol for 3 weeks, that you will be with us, his body cannot stand. It will be disturbing. When you meet some pa and tell him that, pa, today there is no fufu, for 1 week you will not chop fufu. That pa will just start becoming restless. What happened? And then any food that you bring to pa will not take it because he wants his fufu. That's withdrawal syndrome. More intended effort. It's just as I said, there is no cigarette in Old Town. They said the only cigarette that is available is at mile 6. Somebody that is a dependent user, he will go to mile 6 and look for it. He will make extra what? Effort. Another one is, he will tell you that you have seen your brother, let me use somebody's name, uncommon, Shirahabin. How about Shirahabin? What is happening? You have changed. This is you like this. You are drinking alcohol. He will tell you that, Wallahi, I have tried to quit, it's not quit. But inshallah, I'll quit from now. And then tomorrow you see him again with it. He will tell you that, Wallahi, after this bottle, I will never take. After this stick, I will never take. Inshallah, you will never see me at that corner again. And then next week, you will see him there. That is a sign that that guy is a dependent user, an addict, having unsuccessful efforts to quit. They will make the effort, but the effort will be what? Unsuccessful. So you have to know that they have pushed to the line. Another one is neglect of important event. For example, they will tell him that, okay, Sheikh Khalid Yassin is coming to Old Town Bamenda for a lecture in Mahat Conference Hall. Everybody in Old Town would love to come and see, oh, let's use Mufti Menk. He's coming to Old Town. Everybody is coming. He will ask, what time is the lecture going to start? They will tell him that the lecture is going to start between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then this, our brother is Shurabi, the only time that he used to go and sneak with his friends to smoke banga is after Isha, that is around 8 o'clock to 10. Meanwhile, Mufti Menk have come here, everybody is gathering here, it's an important event, everybody want to attend. Shurabi will just sit down and say, Mufti Menk, banga, Mufti Menk, banga, Mufti Menk, banga. Make them go, I'll watch it on YouTube later. You just go for a banga. They can neglect anything that is important for seeker, the substance. There is one man, they tell him that inside this box, there is no smoking cigarette. If you enter this our box, there is no smoking cigarette. He just walked down and he said the boss should what? Continue. He will look for another one. Make the boss go. Now look for some other one because the pa cannot even spend 15 minutes without smoking cigarette. And the boss that he has entered, there is no cigarette inside. So he can allow the boss to go, even if he take him how many minutes to wait for another boss or another car, he will take it. That is what neglect of important activities. They will tell him that your father is calling you. He will tell them, I'm coming. Because it's time for what? Cigarette. All that. Another one is narrowing of personality. If you have any friend, I have my close friend, he has died of an accident from a substance that he has been abusing. Wallahi, people used to know him as somebody that used to, Maganani, they used to call him talkative. He talks a lot. But before this, my friend died, it has got to the level of people that does not know him. They are even saying that, why is it that this guy does not talk? From somebody that used to talk a lot and befriend people and visit houses and greet everybody, his personality kept narrowing until he has reached a level that he hardly talked to people. So if you have a friend that you are used to, you know how they used to behave, all of a sudden you are seeing that this one that likes story, he's not liking story. This is your husband. He likes to come back to the house. Once it's after Isha, you just realize that he's no more coming back. And by the time he wants to come back, he's already smelling banga. Small thing, your husband that has never even shouted at you, before you know it, you has just come back, one thing, he has just slapped you. That is what narrowing of personality. Somebody that you know, he used to be friendly, and then all of a sudden he will now start becoming somehow to somebody that you do not know. And this is where all of us have to wake up and be alert and know what to do. Because in the society, the big problem, they are regular users and dependent. And then what used to make the problem worse, it is how we approach these two. Regular users and dependent. If you have anybody that is a regular user, you have to know that this individual already has special money that he used to keep for his drug. meaning he does not even need your assistance. If you come and tell him that, Khalid, wallahi, if I see you with banga again, I will never give you chop money, and you will never eat in this house. Khalid can be happy to say that, okay, hold your food, hold your chop money, I will continue. Because he has reached the level of what? Regular user. He already has an allocation for his substance. He does not need you. And then somebody that is dependent, your junior brother that has become dependent to a cigarette, the whole family hall meeting, and decided to say that this is how Khalid has become now. He is abusing cigarette. By virtue of this, Khalid, we don't want to see you. I don't want to see you in my house, and you should not visit any of the compound of this family. You are no more our son in this family. This your cigarette like this, like this, like this. Khalid will just say, the pa, the mommy, the grandmammy, the uncles, them, fuck all of them. Una go. Who need you? Una go. He would say, I don't even care. Let them go. Because he's already a regular, a dependent that can even forsake anything because of his drug. At that level, the family, if they are threatening to disown him, it's very easy for him to say, oh yeah, una go. Because he can leave anything important for seeker his drug. Another sign that you know that somebody is just a substance abuse, he has went and climbed his bike after drinking, taking his drug. He has went and jammed. He has break this leg. They treated the leg. The leg has just come back small, small. Now, next time, he has still went to Bambili. He has taken another drugs. He is coming back. They have dropped him at Old Town here. Another motor have jammed him, break this leg. They have treated this leg. He has come back again. Next time, you just see him down that hill, trying to take another drug. His continuous efforts, despite obvious effect. He has seen that this leg have broke because of drug, but he continue. This is what? A dependent user. So you cannot threaten this one that you beat him. If you have anybody that is a dependent or regular user, you cannot beat them. Because if you beat them, they can forsake you because of their substance. They can say, okay, me and you, I will come to this house again. But he will be going to the house where he can smoke his cigarette. That is where the problem used to land. Now, these are some little secrets that if we can know, we can be ready to help those people that are abusing these substances. Number one, we have to understand that they need somebody to talk to in their life. If you have anybody that uses drug, at a point in their life, they want somebody to call them, say, come. Musa, Zo, Zauna, take this 500, go and shave your head. After you have shaved your head, please come to the house. I want to see you. Any substance abuser, they want somebody that can sit them down and talk to them about their situation. This is the reality that we have to accept. Unlike the normal saying that they say, well, this one is smoking, eh? Then everybody in the quarter will stop talking to them. Everybody in the quarter will abandon them. Everybody in the quarter will reject them. No. At some point, they need somebody to talk to them. It does not mean that it's only one talk. Yesterday, I've talked to Khalid. Khalid is still doing his banga. Day before yesterday, I've talked to Shurabil. He's still doing his what? Cigarette. No. Talking to somebody is something that you have to continue to do. As far as they are abusing substance, you have to continue to remind them. Because from the picture that I show you in their memory, there is an area that used to control our judgment. Certain drugs will go and make our judgment to be wrong. Instead of them to think that this fracture that I have sustained from this, my drug, it is a negative consequences of my drug abuse. Then that judgment will make them to understand that no, it's God that make it. There is no problem, it's God that just caused it. Even if you do not drink your alcohol or your drug, you can still break your leg. The judgment will turn upside down. So when you are talking to them, you have to continue to talk to them so that you are looking for that lucky hour that their judgment will allow them to think that what they are doing is wrong. Because you can be talking to somebody that is abusing a substance for 10 years. All you are talk to him it's as if you are opposing what is good for him. Because of what? Impaired judgment. So the talking have to continue until you are lucky to talk to him at the right hour, that his judgment will allow him to even think that what you are saying is right. Otherwise, you cannot just think that you have talked to your brother 5 times and he did not respond. You have abandoned him. You do not know that all the 5 times you are talking to him, he is feeling as if you are insulting him. And you have think that you have done something good to him. He is thinking that you have done only bad. So the talking is not enough. We have to talk. And we have to know that these people need somebody to talk to them. And they need to talk to somebody. Another secret is that every user that you have seen, as far as they are dependent or regular users, they want to quit at some point. From the characteristics of dependent, we have said that they have unsuccessful effort to quit. They will be making effort, but it will be failing. I want to quit. Wallahi, this is my last cigarette. And then next week you have seen him with another cigarette. Wallahi, I will never go to that house again and buy any drug and drink. Just after tomorrow, you see him there. So, if they are at that level, we have to know as a community that these people want to quit. Any dependent you see, they want to quit. Just that the atmosphere to quit maybe is not available. And then that is what is calling for more help. And then we have to accept this fact. This is reality. Me, I work with them for 6 years now. I've been working with substance abusers. Some of them are my friends. Some of them, they used to come to my house. I used to go to their house. Wallahi, we used to attribute them to be the worst people on earth. If there is somebody in the family that smoke banga, everybody in the family, they will be saying that the only bad luck picking for our family is this. The only regret that we have in our family is this: our brother is taking banga. So everybody will attribute them to be the worst animals on earth. And this is reality that we have to accept. They are not the worst. There can be an uncle inside the family that is a cultist. Small time, uncle so-so-so have died. Small time, daughter of so-so-so person have died. Small time, so-so person. It is one of the uncle that is a cultist member that is just chopping the family members. But nobody will see them as what? Bad. But this one that is smoking banga, everybody will carry the whole blame of this world and make them look like they are the worst on earth. So we have to accept the fact that they are not the worst. If you have anybody that abuses substances, we must acknowledge that at least they have some goodness attached to them. Another one is that they have some consideration. If I have a senior brother that is taking hard drugs, and all the time he will come to the house, he will be kicking the door, he will come to the house, small thing, he has slapped me, but still I have to respect him as my elder brother. That means they deserve some consideration. I have to know that this is my brother. There are people in their house that this your brother is smoking banga. If you just tell him that, why is that your brother? He is not my brother. He has what? Disowned him because of what? The banga. No, people that are abusing substances, they need certain consideration, at least from us. Another major issue is that we used to assume that once somebody is abusing drug, they have nothing to offer. Okay, Hassan, since you have decided to be taking you drugs, only you just go and be taking. And then anything they want to do in the family, they want to do wedding, they will not inform Hassan. This one have died, they will not inform Hassan. They want to build, they want to do community work to construct the bridge in the quarter, they will not inform Hassan. They want to contribute money to build a mosque, they will not inform Hassan. Salah is coming, they want to gather money and do a general celebration within the quarter, buy drinks and meat and chop, they will not inform Hassan. Thinking what? That Hassan has nothing to offer. Just because of what? Hassan is smoking cigarette or banga or hard drugs. It is a wrong assumption that we used to have for those that are smoking. All of them have something to offer. And the problem of their abuse is one thing that is separate. We have to understand. If you have a son that is smoking banga, and you decided to remove that son from your heart and say that the son is useless, you have destroyed that child even further than the banga that is taking. But let him smoke his banga and let us continue to see how we can help him with his banga. But it does not stop us from inviting him to the wedding that is going to take place in Douala so that he can go and see the other family members. If they want to construct masjid, that does not stop us from inviting all the people that used to smoke banga in the quarter to come and help in bringing the blocks, bringing fetching water, fixing the irons. They can still come and help. Not because that they are smoking banga, they cannot even come. Okay, now we want to repair the road in Old Town here. We just call ourselves that we feel that we are responsible. They will say, please call Hassan. Hassan that used to smoke cigarettes, just leave him. We think that Hassan has nothing what to offer. No, they have something to offer. Anybody that is abusing substance, they have something to offer. It's just a matter of what? Understanding. Another one is that the best person that can help substance abuse prevention is those that are abusing it. If you have one pa that has been drinking Mimbo for 30 years, if you ask this pa, please, how can we stop Mimbo abuse? People are drinking abuse. People are drinking Mimbo everywhere. Children are misbehaving. If you ask that pa, please pa, how do you think we can prevent this our young children from abusing and drinking Mimbo? That pa that has been abusing Mimbo for 30 years, he can give you some of the best ideas that you can never imagine. If you have anybody that have abused cigarettes for up to 25 years, if you ask him the strategies to prevent cigarette from coming to Bamenda, he can give you some of the nice ideas. Last year in October, I was going down this that down hill. What do they call the area? That down Old Town. Yes, I met a young lady that was in my front, and she's walking fast, and I'm also walking faster to the level that I've reached her. Then I just passed her. As I proceeded, when I'm coming back, there is a spot where they used to drink and smoke banga down there. I came back, I just met her there. Wallahi, why I was walking faster to pass that lady is because I don't want me and her to just be on the same small road. I want to pass her so that I'll continue my me, to preserve her dignity, because she's a Muslimah, she is putting abaya right down. And when I entered the quarter, coming back, I just met her at the corners of those people smoking banga. And from the way she is talking, I realized that she's even having some power within the gang, as if she is some boss. All of a sudden, there is one guy that I know from all time, he also passed away. We cleared with him. So tomorrow, after the following day, I asked him that, when you pass those people that are smoking banga, did you see a girl there? He said that he saw her. He said, you don't know that girl? He mentioned her name. And if I should mention her name, majority of us will still know her. And this is a Muslimah, a grown-up adult, that I was rushing even to preserve her dignity. Me and her, let us not be joining in the same route. Let me give her free space to walk. And he told me that this is one of the suppliers of banga in Bamenda. That if you have looked for banga inside Old Town, went to Bambili, enter Metakota, enter Tambulu, all you have not seen banga, if you call this girl, she will tell you where exactly we get banga. And he said that she is a Pekin of Old Town. When she started to misbehave, her family beat her up and reject her. And now she is having her own house in a quarter that I will not mention, because this is somebody that we can easily know. What am I saying? It's just to show how easy we can push somebody to the wall. Maybe the girl just started with drinking, or maybe she went to party and drank and come back to the house smelling Mimbo. And the family decide to what? Beat her and chase her away. And now she is having her own house. To tell you that somebody that is already a dependent, they don't care to leave anybody in this world to be on their own, as far as they will continue their life with that substance. That is more reason that we should not be chasing away our families from us when they are abusing. Instead, no matter how, they should be within us, and we should continue to strive to help them. And they can help us in what? Preventing all these problems. Just easily to tell us what substance abuse used to do, especially drugs, hard drugs. They damage our liver, give us cancer. If you have an old part that smokes cigarette for 15 years, there are every tendencies that he will not enjoy his 60 years and above. If you smoke cigarette for only 7 years, there are every tendency that after you are 60 years, there will be nothing on this earth that you'll be enjoying. Meaning you only start to manage your life with hospital bills. By that time, your liver will be failing. Heart, you must have hypertension. There are all parts in the hospital that are having hypertension, high blood. Their treatment is just to stop them from kola nut. Because kola nut, it is a stimulant. A stimulant is something that used to make your central nervous system to work faster than it should be. By doing so, it will activate your heart to be working faster than it should. You do not know the only reason why you have hypertension is kola nut that you are taking. The only reason why you have hypertension is cigarette that you are smoking. And then you will come, you smoke cigarette, in the night you take medication for hypertension. You are doing nothing. A gastrointestinal problems, endocrine problems, somebody that is having hypertension, somebody that abuses hard drug, like this my sister, it's difficult for her to even conceive, to have pregnancy. She will have endocrine problems, reproductive problems, and they can die. Like my friend have died. He went and took drugs and drive bike with speed on an express road. And then motor jammed him because he has left his lane and he's driving at the center where he's not supposed to drive. This is somebody's lung that we are seeing. This thing that we used to breathe in air and breathe out. It is an experiment that was conducted. All these ones are human lungs. They just harvested after their death. They want to know the effect of tobacco, cigarette that people used to smoke. What happened to this one? They ingested 1 pack of tobacco times 360. Meaning they have calculated that this is 1 pack of tobacco. We give you 1, 2, 3, up to 360. In estimation to somebody that smoke cigarette 1 pack in a day. So if you smoke 1 pack in a day, the day you want to start smoking, your lung is looking like this one. After you have smoked 1 pack every day, 1 pack every day in a year, this is how your lung will look like. Just from smoking of cigarette for 1 year, it will transform your lungs from that healthy lungs to this one. And then the clear picture is what you can see here. There are smokers, when they just cough, only the fluid that comes out of their cough is as black as this one. What makes this one is tar. The difference between this one, this lung and this lung is tar. This tar that they used to put on the road, it is what is inside this lung now. Because in cigarettes, there are more than 400 harmful substances that are having reasons to cause you cancer. Among them, there is what they call tar. There is nicotine. There is formaldehyde. When somebody died and they tell you that they want to go and keep in the mortuary to embalm, they used to inject a particular substance, is formaldehyde. All those things are inside cigarette that people used to smoke. Anybody that smokes cigarette for 7 years, if you just ask them to give you your hand, you'll be seeing some small dot, some small black thing. Look for their legs, some small black thing. They might be looking as handsome as me. Just in 7 years, they will start looking black as somebody that is close to me here. That is what the work of tobacco. What is happening, it is the deposit of that tar. This is only tar among the other 400. We'll be depositing small. The same tar that they put on the road. And then this is the result. This is just a smoking of 1 year. Somebody that smokes 1 pack in a day for 1 year, this is how his heart is going to look like. Imagine this is your father and he's at the age of 70. He has smoked for 30 years. How will the lung look like? If they tell you your father is having respiratory problem, he cannot breathe, they have to put him on oxygen, and each and every day is 5,000 per oxygen, and your father is lying in the hospital for 6 months, 5,000 times 6 months, just because of the cigarettes that your father has smoked when he was young, and now the heart is not able, the lungs is not able to what? Do the work. These are problems that result from substance abuse, social problems. It makes somebody to de-associate himself. This is something that we just have to rush. Specifically, how does substance abuse affect somebody? This is a question that we all can give answers. How do we think that substance abuse affects the religiosity of somebody? Yes? Yes, the time that they want to pray, it can be the time you want to go and smoke. Thank you, my brother. Yes, another reason or another effect that substance abuse can have. Quickly, it makes disconnectivity. This is the congregation that are in Alton here. Somebody that abuses, these are his fellow Muslim brothers. Somebody that abuses drug, he can decide to leave his friends that are Musa, Ibrahim, and all his friends will turn to Jacob, Joshua, all kind names, tiger, lizard, crocodile. Those will be his friends instead of Ibrahim. He will disconnect. Another one is weakness. When they will just come in the morning in the subhi, Abdullah, it's time for subhi. Wallahi, Abdullah, you'll be feeling as if they are choking him knife, because he has went and drank his mimbo 11 p.m. and come back to the house. His iman is now weak that he cannot even stand for subhi. Another one is compromise. There is one guy that I asked him that he's a substance abuser. He's a resident in neuropsychiatric hospital. They are treating him in a rehab center. I asked him that all of us will be going to pray because they have started his treatment. But you will not go. When you are a Muslim, what is your problem? He will tell me that now he has decided that all his prayer is one rak'ah. I asked him why. He said, how can he be standing and be making 4 rak'ahs? He said, since 5 years now, all his prayer, they used to be one rak'ah. So once you are into substance abuse, you have every reason to compromise your religion. It is the God that created you that say you should pray Zuhur 4 rak'ahs. But because he is abusing cocaine, and this is somebody that his parents have sent him abroad to study, he's abusing cocaine. That his cocaine has made him to compromise the rak'ah, the salah that used to be 4 rak'ah. It is now how many rak'ahs? Just 1 rak'ah. This is compromise. So anybody that abuses substance, they have tendencies to compromise. And is replacement. Everybody is staying in Alton. He can just decide to remove himself from Alton and go and rent another house in Metakota. I'm not saying Metakota is bad quarter, but he will replace himself from the community that used to be to another one. Another thing is what? Crete Suites. That, my friend, that lady that I saw here, I asked, they said that more than 5 years now she is not praying. She is no more a what? A Muslim. She has switched from being a Muslim to a pagan, that's somebody that does not follow any religion. Just because of what? Substance that she has started to abuse. The family pushed her away and she is now standing without a religion. So part of the effect that substance abuse will have on you, it is Crete Suites. You can easily leave your religion. You are Muhammad, you can easily turn to crocodile. You are Ibrahim, you can easily turn to tiger, lion. That is another problem to the religion. If you are abusing any substance in this room, as we have talked, even if it is sugar or salt, how you can help yourself is that, first of all, you have to know what you are abusing. If it is sugar, what do they use sugar for? It's just to make the kunu to taste a bit sweet. So you have to understand that when the kunu is sweet, is sounding sweet, it does not have to over sweet. Understand it. If it is pepper, you want to put inside your food, don't put it until somebody will just eat it the next minute he is purging. No, understand why are they putting pepper? It's just to make the put a bit spicy, Let it do like that. Don't overput it. Another one is know the concept. As I said, majority of the people, more than 95% of people that used to abuse alcohol, they are abusing alcohol on a wrong account. Because they will take Mimbo saying that I want to be high. But Mimbo, as we have studied Mimbo, ethanol, which is the active component inside Mimbo, it is a depressant. It used to lower you down. Mimbo is a drug that brings somebody down, not high. And when you just meet John that want to go and drink Mimbo, you tell them I want to go and get high. Meanwhile, Mimbo is somebody that brings him low. So know the concept of why you are drinking, or why you are smoking, or why you are abusing a particular substance. It will help you. If you are looking for highness, it's better for you to gather 3 fufu corn and eat it. You will feel energy than going to drink Mimbo in search of energy, and instead you are coming down. We have seen pictures of how people have drank Mimbo. They do not even have the energy to go to their house. It's just to lie down.
It's still in the gutter.
Yes, and it's an assignment I'm giving to all of us. If we are not afraid, on Sunday night, just move around. If it is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, up to 11 o'clock, just move around bus. You will not see the effect. It is people that used to go out on Monday morning around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. They will tell you that today is Monday. You will just be meeting people that have slept inside gutter. This one have slept behind his bike. All around, you will meet shoes, you will meet money on the road inside this Bamenda town. People have thrown their money, they have thrown their phone, just from Mimbo that they have drunk on Sunday, thinking tomorrow is ghost town, we only sleep. That is the big problem that we have as community. Understand the concept. Okay, Ibrahim, you are smoking cigarette. Why are you smoking it for? What are you looking for inside that cigarette? Ibrahim, he will tell you that, no, I want to just be feeling super special so that people can respect me in the community. Then you now call Ibrahim and tell him that if you are looking for respect in the community, it's not cigarette. Instead, you can be helping those small children with their assignment, with their homework, and then you can be assisting your mother in staying in the store. You can be assisting your father with driving his car. That is when you get respect, because it's misplacement of what? Priority. Somebody that is looking for respect, he cannot be smoking cigarette. Another one is know your savings. If you smoke cigarette in Bamenda as we speak, only 6 sticks, in a period of 10 years, you must have gathered 2.7 million francs only from your smoke. That's smoking only 6 sticks of cigarette in a day. Per 7 years, 2.7 million francs CFA. Ustaz says that Zakam was there, inside 2 million. And which this 2.7 million only went for, you have smoke and blows 2.7 million in the sky. Meanwhile, it can check that even your phone does not have a charger by that time. But you have smoke and blow, just smoke and blow, smoke and blow, 2.5 million in 7 years. From 6 sticks. That means if it is somebody that takes the whole pack in a day, in 7 years' time, you must have wasted more than 5 million only on your cigarette, without you knowing. So you have to know what you are investing for. You cannot invest 7 million or 5 million inside cigarette. You are saving money for who? And then when you turn to 70 years, that time your son have just gotten a job with the embassy in maybe Saudi Arabia embassy in Yaoundé. His salary is 500,000 francs. But by that time, your kidney has failed. Your lungs have failed. Your liver is not functioning. They will only admit you. They will just call my brother that is working at the embassy. They say, Pa is sick. What is, they will say, Pa's bill now is that he has to go for dialysis 2 times in a week. How much is it? They will say dialysis, each of the station is 30,000. That means in a week, your father has to go for dialysis of 60,000. I say, okay. In a month is how much? 60 times 4. 240. His son is just earning 500,000 as his salary after he has grown. But he must cut 240 to treat his father smoking.
After spending 5 million.
after spending more than 5 million. We should have the knowledge of what we are investing for and know our savings. There is no reason for us to abuse any substance. Make it simple, cosmetic, or a drug. If you have come back to the house and you are feeling tired, the medicine for tiredness is not paracetamol. Paracetamol is antipyretic, something that relieves and lowers temperature and also analgesic, relieves pain. What is inside you is stress, not pain, not fever. So when you take paracetamol you want to use because you are feeling stressed, you are abusing paracetamol. I have come back to the house, I'm having headache. I have sent child to come and go and buy me diclofenac and paracetamol. All these two, they do not have anything to do with my headache, because the reason why I'm having headache is that I have not eaten since the pap I took in the morning, and now it's 5 o'clock in the evening. What is the medicine of my headache? Is to get food and eat and drink water. Instead, but I have sent a child to already buy diclofenac and paracetamol. I'm abusing what? Paracetamol. Starting from all those simple ones. If we want to quit smoking, anybody, you have to be specific. If you ask somebody how many cigarettes do you smoke in a day, if he does not tell you, he's not a serious cigarette smoker. Sometimes I take 7, sometimes I take 1, sometimes that is what? And then you have to accept the fact that you want to quit. If you want to quit, I'm drinking Mimbo, I have to stop drinking Mimbo. Effective communication, you have to talk to people. And people have to talk to you if you want to quit. Reward yourself. If I have tried, I used to take 7 sticks of cigarette in a day. And now, I'm now making effort to quit. And I'm able to achieve within the period of 1 year, I'm now taking only 5 from 7 sticks. It's good for me to even buy nice shoe and say that I have awarded myself this shoe because I have stopped 2 sticks from what I used to drink. And then it will help you to continue to reduce the stick until you don't have anything. And anytime you relapse, you should punish yourself. Okay, I said that I will not drink Mimbo again. And this is me that just drank Mimbo. I have just drank Mimbo. How I will punish myself is that from today onward, I will lock myself inside the house. It is only prayer. It is only prayer that will take me out of the house. That is punishment. You have to punish yourself. Whose sister is this? This is somebody's sister. Whose sister is this?
Our sister.
Don't be surprised from people that are sitting here. It's somebody's sister. It does not mean that she is physically your sister here. But your sister is also sitting somewhere, backing the wall, and taking codeine. Your cousin, my neighbor, my friend, my classmate. This is the situation that we have found ourselves, and we cannot allow it to continue. The simple trick, if you want to change anything, you have to contemplate, you have to prepare. If you have used Mimbo for 10 years, it's not even advisable for you to just stand and say that I have stopped Mimbo. You have to prepare yourself. Talk to counselors, let them arrange and understand how is your system relating with Mimbo. And then they can prepare you on the standard ground to reduce your Mimbo until it has come back to 0. The next step is you have to take action. Where dependent used to fail is that they will always say, I want to quit, I want to stop, I want to stop. It is the action that they are not taking. Where they are selling banga, inside altar is down there. And me, I'm abusing banga, and I know that I'm a dependent on banga. But every day I'm saying that I want to quit, I want to quit. But small time, people will just see me going that place. I have not taken any action to quit. If I'm abusing banga inside Old Town, and I know that the only source of banga inside Old Town is that place, the action I can take for myself is to tell myself that from this way down like this, I will never look at the place until I'm no more smoking. That is an action. Or any money that I have budgeted for banga, I'll dash it to Fisabilillah. That is an action, and you have to start dashing it. Okay, let me just go and smoke banga for 1,000. Then you just carry the 1,000. Once they finish zuhur, Fisabilillah, you just put it. That is an action. You cannot just be talking. And then after you have done all of that, you are able to stop. You have to maintain yourself on that regard. Because from that maintenance, you are coming back to this level, pre-contemplation. Pre-contemplation is when you are thinking that, this is my cigarette, I want to stop it, I don't want to stop it. When you have finally stopped it, if you are unable to maintain yourself from that stoppage, you come back to that zero, you start it. And it's a tree that you have to climb again. That is in relation to change. One thing that we call relapse is that falling down. I'm able to stop drinking Mimbo, and now I have come back. I have relapsed. What used to cause all of that is what we call trigger. There will be one of your friends inside Old Town that when you just see him, your head is telling you, Mimbo, Mimbo, Mimbo. When you just see a particular car, it's just telling you cocaine, cocaine, cocaine. When you just hear one particular music, you just remember those days that you used to sit in the ghetto and you are smoking your cigarette. Those are what we call triggers. For you to quit, you must avoid all triggers. Even if it is your cloth that you know that you usually wear this type of jersey to go downtown and smoke your cigarette. And anytime you just see the cloth, you know that Mimbo, that cigarette will come to your head. Carry that cloth, look for your brother in the village, and you know that you hardly visit village. Just give him the cloth so that you hardly see the cloth. Another one is thought. We used to think. You will be thinking, inna lillahi. Now that I have started this Mimbo, how is it sounding now? 3 weeks I have not smoked. Don't even be thinking. Another one is what? Craving. When you are craving, is that guy that we saw the picture, there is a drugs on the table and the guy is trying to push his hand to reach. That is what we call craving. I want to reach my substance. When you are doing that, what is expected of you at that time is just to relax yourself. I have stopped my Mimbo, and now I have remembered Mimbo. I want to take Mimbo. It's just for me to tell myself, please calm down. Just look for a place and what? Sit down and relax your energy. It will help you. The last one is what? If I mistakenly take that Mimbo again, after I have stopped, trigger have come, I have thought about it, I have craved about it, and now I have used it. What I'm supposed to do is just to discard it. At that very moment, I realize myself, is cigarette, just throw it. That is how you can what? Prevent relapse. In absence of this, I can just quickly move to the level what is more important to us as a society, how we can help people that are abusing substances is to watch over those people that are at risk. And we have mentioned the people that are at risk, the rejects, the bereaved, people that have, the orphans, people that have lost somebody, professionals. If you are a driver, a tailor, we all know how it's used to push us to the level of taking. And then we have to be what? Optimism towards them. Don't just say because your brother is smoking banga, he's no more our family, and he can never do anything good in his life. We should expect good to come out of them. And then, Allah inemaka, Allah shiriyaka. There is some type of Allah shiriyaka that people used to talk. But wallahi, inside their heart, it is Allah, may Allah destroy you. They will say, may God guide you. But inside their heart, it's so heavy that they are saying, may God destroy you. The communication is not sympathetic. You are not feeling it as if it's you. And then you are talking out of your harshness and your own dirty mind. May Allah destroy him. That boy, say, is na Mimbo no, just continue to take your Mimbo. We should not talk like that. Assume is you. Assume is your brother. Assume is your sister. Assume is somebody's daughter. Also assume is your own daughter. We have to talk with sympathy. When we are talking to people that are abusers, we have to talk as if they are our own. Niba ubankabani, I'm no more your father from today. I'm no more your father. That is not being sympathetic. You are disowning them. Another social help that they need from us is support other struggle. I am a banga smoker. At the same time, I'm a bike man. Just because I'm smoking banga is not the reason that everybody should stop climbing my bike. You can support me to do my bike business, or I produce bread. You can buy bread from me while I abuse my substance, and then you help me to stop my substance. It's not that you will just leave everything about it and then minimize stigmatization. Stigmatization is just sitting in the quarter. Hey, wallahi, inside Ramadan, there is a brother that I know, is very close to me, and I've watched him over. Inside Ramadan, he came to the masjid to pray. It was so nice that he came and met the first row and stand. From among the people that we are standing together with, somebody just look, say, yau kuma su wane ne a sahun farko? He said, oh, today, hey, now them for inside this first line. So this is what we call stigmatization, making the victim of substance abuse feel as if they are the worst on earth and they do not have any reason to do anything good. You have seen a banga man, he has helped one woman to carry her load to the house. They will say, wow, yau kuma abunda suka raya masa kenan yayi taimako. People will say, no, it is that his substance that have tell him to help that woman, not that he want to help her. This is what stigmatization we have to minimize as a matter of urgency. Community support, what community can do? They can do census and identification. It is very possible for all town to know all the people that smoke cigarette, smoke banga, smoke cocaine, smoke inhalant, and even kola nut. If you want to count the number of people that abuse kola nut in all town, is very possible. So as a community, if you want to help ourselves, we have to know, we have to understand how many number of our children are abusing tramadol. We must know it. Identify them. Where are they staying? Who is his father? That is one thing we must do as community. Parental control. If it is realized that Khalid is abusing banga, it's not something that the community will come and learn and insult everybody. It has to start from Khalid's parents. Let the community elders call Khalid's father and talk to him that Khalid is abusing banga. How can you help Khalid, and how can the community help you to control Khalid? And they discuss on a table one-on-one and come up with strategies. The community can put on strategy and be implementing this strategy through Khalid's father. And it is possible to implement this strategy through Khalid's junior sister. I have my friend that I have helped him to stop smoking cigarettes through his wife. What the wife was doing only for him is that she was recording the number of sticks he takes. Any day when he comes back, the wife will ask him, please, between the sincerity, you and Allah, today you have taken how many sticks? He will tell her 4, he will tell her 3, and her work is just to write it. She wrote those things for 3 months. And me and him and how we have come and analyzed, and by that time he has taken 227 sticks within 3 months. We analyzed that, we calculated the money that he used in buying all that, how it has affected his health, and wallahi, now that brother is not smoking cigarettes. Just from the help of that, his wife, to help him record the number of sticks he used to take. Because somebody is taking just those drugs like this. By the time they will calculate the number of money and tell him that you have spent this money on this drug, if you just hear the amount, it can crash his heart, he will stop taking that drug. Or anytime he want to take it, he will get some senses and remember that it's money that I'm putting there. Another one is rehabilitative atmosphere. We want people to stop drinking Mimbo. And then inside our town or our city, at every 100 meters, there is Mimbo for sale. How can we help and how can we stop Mimbo? Every 100 meters has Mimbo. I can buy Mimbo and drink. And then we are saying that in all time we don't want our children to drink Mimbo. We don't want our children to smoke banga. When any corner you can buy Mimbo and drink, you can buy banga and drink. The atmosphere is not there. For us as a community to make sure that people don't abuse substance, we have to create the atmosphere for rehabilitation. Meaning we have to distance those substances away from our society, and then we have to invite those people that are abusing the substances closer to us. We send the substances away and we invite the people closer. This is Khalid. He is drinking Mimbo. And now, alhamdulillah, inside Old Town, there is no place to buy Mimbo. And then we have now, me and Khalid's father or uncle, I have now built Khalid a shop. I built a shop, put things inside, and asked Khalid to be staying inside Old Town. Inside Old Town, there is no Mimbo to buy. And Khalid is somebody that likes to drink Mimbo. And I've come to Old Town and built a shop and put Khalid inside. Meaning I have distanced Khalid from what? The substance. If Khalid wants to quit, it will be easy for Khalid to quit. Not Khalid is abusing and I've taken Khalid to Bambili and I've opened another shop for him in Bambili. Meanwhile, Bambili is all Mimbo. I have not helped the atmosphere for him to rehabilitate. Another one is job creation. The person that sells Mimbo, the person that sells Banga, downtown here, down Old Town here. The last time I spoke with him, I think is in January, regarding their income. He said that sometimes he used to buy the Banga of 700,000. Sometimes he used to buy even for 1.5. So if you want to tell this man to stop selling Banga, you should be able as a community to provide a business that worth 2 million for him. Because he is having 1.5 capital to run his Banga business. We cannot just come and commit as a community and tell him that stop selling Banga. This is my business of 1.5. I cannot just stop it and sit down back behind. No, the community should create an atmosphere, give me a job or an offer that I can be able to sustain and maintain that particular status that I have, which is business of 1.5. Even if it is the biggest man in the community, he can employ me. That is how to stop the Banga. This your junior brother is smoking Mimbo. Mimbo all the time. Why is Khalid is at the up station? Why all license this. Those carry Khalid. Go and look for a company. Maybe the company that used to produce this iron, these steels, where they are producing rod, irons, and all of that. It's an industry that they use energy. Carry Khalid to that place. By the time Khalid will finish work by 5 o'clock, even the energy to go and sit down in one place he does not have is only to come back home and sleep. Create job that discourages the smoking. If your work is driving, and that you are driving has put you to the level of smoking, drinking Mimbo all the time, no, leave that driving. Instead, you can now come back in town and look for another business that you can do. Because if you drive for 20 years, that means you have been smoking and drinking for 20 years. That is just the simple equation. For you to smoke and drink for 20 years, the damage is something that you cannot manage, even your family. And another one is acceptability. As a community, we have to accept the fact. When they come and tell you that your son is smoking, no, my son cannot smoke. Wait, which kind of thing? They are just accusing my child this. It's very easy with our mothers. My friend that have died from his drug abuse usage, up to the time that he died, his mother have not accepted the fact that her son is taking her drugs. And we are his friends. Wallah, we will go to the house and say, Baba, so person, Bayaji, he is not hearing. We are talking, we are doing this, Bayaji. Talk to him. Baba will just start crying that you are accusing her child of something that is not doing it. You have to accept. As Old Town community, we have to accept the fact that we have people abusing substances, Benga, Mimbo. That is the only when we can make efforts to what? Correct it. Another one is community policies. If Cameroon government have decided to make money, this is very clear. If Cameroon government have decided to make money out of Mimbo, according to Cameroon policy that Mimbo has to be produced, let people have to drink it before Cameroon get money. Old Town community, we can decide to make our policy in such a way that we don't need to make money from Mimbo selling. Meaning that nobody is selling Mimbo. Nobody should sell Mimbo in Old Town. Because Cameroon government is selling Mimbo to make money, in Old Town we can decide not to sell Mimbo and look for other means to make our money. Regulate our policy as a community. The big policy is not supporting our health. Let's regulate it and make it a nicer one. This is my picture from the research center I'm working on substance abuse in Abeokuta. It's a big research center, and I'm also praying one day I will have a research center like that one, inshallah. Some of the things we do to people when they are sick, if you bring them to the hospital, we do group therapy. We can gather 10 people that used to smoke banga and tell them, okay, you tell your friends the reason that make you to start smoking banga. He will say, wallahi, I have one uncle. He used to smoke banga and his business is progressing. That is why I just start smoking banga. Somebody will just tell you that, wallahi, my neighbor is the one selling banga. That is why I just bought and tested. Somebody will just tell you that, one day I have just traveled and we went to wedding, and then my friends are smoking banga, I just take and tested. They will tell them, share all these stories. That one used to help the person that is smoking to realize that there are so many nonsense reasons that people are attaching themselves to drink. And then by doing so, he can think about his reason, whether it's rational. Another one is motivational therapies. When you meet somebody that is smoking or drinking mimbo, you can motivate them. Tell them you can do better things in your life, especially drugs. Occupational therapy, like I said, you can carry somebody that take banga and put him in a workplace that they used to work energy until somebody does not have any other energy when you come back home. That is occupational therapy. Spiritual therapy, family therapy is so important, but that is why we are left behind. Because Muhammad is smoking, everybody in the family will run away. And nobody in the family want to listen to him. Even his school fees, they will stop paying everything. But as a family, we should be able to come and coordinate ourselves. If it means that everybody should stop talking to him, there should be one person that the family should attach to Ibrahim. Okay, Kaumamang, your work is just to be close to Ibrahim. And then you'll be giving us feedback about Ibrahim's problem. Let us understand what pushed Ibrahim to start smoking. Kaumama is your work. Kaumama will continue to work and find about Ibrahim's reason of smoking. He will back it to the family. Okay, Ibrahim is not having job. Okay, now as a family, let's look for a job for Ibrahim. Then the family can look for Ibrahim a job, and then Ibrahim can what? Stop. Another one is psychoeducation, to educate you psychologically and all sort of that. The simple thing is that they all need us to help them spiritually. When they are abusing substance, we have to be honest with them. Don't come and see me, I'm smoking banga, and pretend that you want me to quit banga, when inside your heart, you are praying that let me just continue to smoke down my banga and destroy myself. We have to be honest with them. When we are talking, we have to love them. Because your junior brother that has started smoking banga, he has come back and he has wear your clothes. You beat him. Tomorrow you will see him. Don't wear my clothes again. You do not forgive him. You have to forgive. Restitution, be beneficial to them and be truthful. These are all things that help them. These are some of the treatments that we do in the hospital basically. If somebody has problem with substance abuse, it has reached the level that he is not able to relate well in the community. The best option is to remove him from the community and take him to rehabilitation center. And once they are in a rehabilitation center, what we do, some of the things we do, we treat them with drugs. We can treat them even with the drugs that they used to take, which is using the opposite of that drug, to be counteracting the effect of that drug until they have stabilized. Simply, that is just regarding drug. And we can also do cognitive behavioral therapy. We can monitor their behavior and see how we can change it. Another one that they do is rational emotive behavioral therapy. This one too still works with the behavior. Another one is group therapy, family therapy. Group therapy simply means, okay, we are friends of 7. One of us have started to smoke and is getting out of hand. Then all of us will create time that every Jum'ah we sit down with our friend to talk to him about his problem, how he can help himself. If he does not have money, we can give him money to start a business. We can support him and all of that. Motivational therapy. Some of the people that community must have. As a community, if we want to combat problem of substance abuse, it's not only who fast, And it's not only business people, and it's not only marketers. For any community to have substance abuse under control, they need these professionals, people that will help them. We need imam to lead us in salah. In the case of substance abuse, we also need certain category of people. We need people like psychiatrists, somebody that is trained to handle psychiatric illnesses. Because the whole of substance abuse, it goes back to the brain and what is happening inside, which is abnormal. Clinical psychologists. Psychologists are people that studies human personality and behavior. When your child personality is changing from normal to abnormal, how will you know? In a community, we need those people to help us understand how to train our children. Other ones are mental health nurses, social worker. They used to have social worker, but we only used to hear their names. The main thing in a community, when you have a social worker, they should be able to detect, especially like these cases of banga. Where are they selling the banga? Who owns the house? Who is supplying them? That person that is supplying them, who is supplying him? That person that is supplying him, who is supplying him? With that, they can get to demand that is farming, growing the marijuana, growing the tobacco tree. This member that is coming to Old Town, who is the main supplier, is this one. Okay, who is supplying that? This one is this one. If we know who supplies, we can go and talk to the main supplier. That is what? With issue that had to do with what? Social worker. Occupational therapists. Some of them, I'm a driver. I drive Yaoundé, Douala, Buya, Yaoundé, Bamenda, like that. I need an occupational therapist to help me manage my time. In order for me not to fall a victim of what? Heavy drugs that will make me not to sleep or sleep. You are a carpenter. You always need energy. Don't just go and be taking tramadol. No, meet an occupational therapist. They are the ones to help you with the exact strategies to go about doing your carpentry work without abusing substances. Another one is nutritionists. People that control nutrition. They are people that can help people in substance abuse. For example, anybody that abuses cocaine, they are at the same time allergic to high proteinous food. Meaning, if I'm abusing cocaine and I took high proteinous food now like this, it would disturb me and give me traumas that I will feel as if I would die. Somebody that abuses cocaine, they don't even have much interest in food. Once they take it, they are on, even if they are hungry. So when they take food, that food used to give them now extra stress because it will be counteracting the effect of that alcohol, and that will give a crisis. So a nutritionist can give you some certain food that will help you to be giving you counteract effect of what you are abusing. For example, you abuse kola nut. If they ask you, why do you always take kola nut? You say that it's helping me not to sleep, it's helping me. If you meet only a nutritionist, he can regulate your diet to the level that you does not have to be falling asleep during your activities. Gym instructors, there are some people in the quarter that they are abusing drug just because God has given them big body and they are feeling massive. Those ones, they need gym instructors to help them to be burning some of their energy so that they will not be always be feeling what? Energetic. And then lab technicians. Lab technicians are people that can assess the level of alcohol in your system, the level of drug in your system, and help you on how to calm down with the abuse. These are all professionals that as a community, we cannot just sit down and be clapping our hand and be saying that, inshallah, these children will deal with them. This one that is selling banga will deal with them. No, it does not just work as a magic. The same way that we need bricklayers to build our houses, to stop substance abuse, we need this team. Even if they are not our host, but as a community, we have to be giving them. Okay, in Old Town, we have realized that we have 100 people that are abusing banga. We can invite a psychology to come and talk to us the psychology of marijuana intake. As community and policy makers, when we understand the science of marijuana and how it affects the brain, we can be able to help these 100 people. But you don't even know the substance, you cannot stop somebody from taking it. If you don't know alcohol, You cannot stop somebody from abusing alcohol. It is when we understand what alcohol are, the sources of where it's coming, the benefit of alcohol, the contribution, economical contribution of alcohol, the social impact of alcohol, that is when we can stop it. When you just wake up and say that you don't want to see any alcohol in Cameroon, if you are not careful, the number of people that will die within 1 week, they are more than what you used to be afraid that if they continue to drink. Because it takes strategy to stop somebody from a substance. So it's something that we need this professional to help us go through it. And these are some of the simple terms that I have interchanged during the process, like trigger, that thing that used to make you to go back to that substance after you have stopped. They call it trigger. Anything that is of that. And then dosage and things of that nature, these are all associated time. Without taking much time, I can say thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for participation and contribution. This is my picture when I was working in a renal center where we used to do dialysis. Just to end, I will give you a story of a young man. He was 32 when he was coming. But he was coming for dialysis every day because of Mimbo. Just at the age of 32, you are coming for dialysis. And that time in Nigeria, it was 25,000 to do one session. So he was coming to spend 25,000 to clean his body as the result of his liver that has failed and kidney that has failed from Mimbo. And I have suffered because his work, we used to do his dialysis for 8 hours because of how dirty the system is, and then the kidneys cannot help, the liver cannot help in reducing any content of the toxic that is in the body. So always somebody has to be with him for that 8 hours, even after they have finished anybody. I used to be his always last man. This is after his work with all the stress. I'm standing there and I'm saying at the same time, thank you so much for listening. I don't know if we can have any reaction, but Jazakumullahu khairan.
Take this opportunity for thank our brother ABDUSSAMAD from Bauchi State, and we'll be very grateful and be a great opportunity for we to get a person of the time put this number for year for lecture week concerning drug abuse. As when they came about we'll get some few reactions there, due to the fact that some of we for students the way the classes. I call on our brother Grand Council away. You get taste.
And as a professional in one of the fields he's mentioning, I found it so necessary mental well-being. Why do I come back to this issue of mental well-being? He has mentioned all the substance abuse, whatsoever we abuse as substance. What is abuse in itself? When we say substance use, he has mentioned it. That it is the overuse of any medication, be it paracetamol, be it Nivaquine, be it whatsoever. Overuse of it is already an abuse. What about overdosage? If you take it overnight, it becomes overdosage. That is also another substance abuse, as he has rightly mentioned, because I know he mentioned that. Where I want to emphasize is on this issue of passive abuse of drugs. Most of us usually have problems with our children, but we don't know that it is caused by us, by the substances we consume. Remember that in psychology, we study your development, that is the biological development of an individual. We study the cognitive development of an individual. Then we study also the psychosocial development, which involves socio-emotional development. Here is my problem. If you smoke cigarettes and you sleep beside your wife who is pregnant, passively she is inhaling cigarettes. And then the child she has in her stomach will develop diseases, which you don't know. If you take a lot of paracetamol, it disturbs your chromosome. By the time you have relation with your wife and giving birth to a child, you may have some chromosomal disorder, which may cause what we call tuner problem. You find a child with tuner problem. You find a child maybe is coming out as an autistic child, Edward disease, or other diseases. They are there. Many of them which are caused by substance abuse. The last one I want to mention is this sudden infant death syndrome. Most of the time, our children are born still dead. But we don't know why. During conception, the doctor, you go do echography, they tell you the baby is well in the stomach, but later on it dies before birth. We call it sudden infant death syndrome. Sometimes it is after birth. Within the first 4 months, the child will die. Some of it is because of our substance abuse that we've taken. Some of this because of partial, the passive substance abuse that we force on the child. Some of it is because of the position of sleep, which will put the child on it. So actually, when it comes to cognitive behavioral therapy, when it comes to aviation and other therapies like anti-abuse, please, when you meet us, we are going to help you. We are going to help you. We don't want to take too much of time because I don't want to go back to what he has explained. But that is our field. That is my field actually. Mental well-being. You know, a medical doctor studies his medicine for years and then take 2 years for clinical psychopathology to become a psychiatrist. But a developmental psychologist and a clinical psychologist develop that. So spiritually, there is a lot of things that we have to learn. So personality development is more of spiritual. There is a book, there's a paper I wrote, an article I wrote on our ruqya, the Islamic ruqya, and what we call our behavioral therapy in order to come out from issues of mental behavior and all the like. That you can find it from the American Psychologist website. You will see my article on it about this our ruqya compared to what doctors do. So that's a spiritual way of helping people who are depressed, who have certain pathologies that we can solve. I don't want to go in much into that since we have others who will talk. Thank you, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much, Mr. Grand Counselor. Despite the fact that you are the counselor for the council, you are also a counselor for counseling people. Thank you very much. Next, we'll call on Sheikh Abu Umar, who will have a say on this workshop or this lecture on drug abuse. Tafaddal ya Sheikh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. I did thank plenty of brother Dr. ABDUSSAMAD, where maybe only doctor for one field. If you go see profile, maybe only doctor for one field, not doctor for different field, where it be related with nursing, it be related with drug abuse, it be related with psychiatric rehabilitation for people where we don't be inside banga smoking or drug taking. It get what will be relation for public speaking, plenty things them. And you don't mention for a talk. You don't mention Banso for a talk, for example, because you don't stay for Banso for about 6 years. way there for Kumbo. So, Doctor, we don't thank you plenty. And we wish say this kind occasion we go to get them more often. I want to mention some experience for some of the things that were here where I go through. This experience will be get some person where enter Islam for Islamic Light Center for Mile 3. As enter Islam, the complaint say it is smoke cigar. As he smoke cigar, we the teachers, we disagree for a matter. Majority be the same and drive he. Now me to say they no go drive he go finish the course with we. They say while smoking, I say yes. I say but may no man not talk for him. May he no even know. Say she don't talk about matter for cigar where concern he. I drag you for corner. I talk with you, I ask you. Say, I don't hear say the smoke cigar. Talk for me the truth and it will remain between me and you. He say yes. I say how many stick for one day? He tell me whether not 10 or 13. In between 10 and 13 for one day. Then I talk for you say, I know what may you live on one time. Just make up your mind. Talk the amount of stick where you go to reduce them, divided by your stay inside this place. He tell me say he go to leave two stick. I say talk the best true where you go talk am na the one where you talk am for yourself. No man no put pressure for you. No man no holler you. And I make sure say be my best friend. If I come from afar, you know when you like person. From afar, you shout your name, you call ye. Come, when you greet all my hold in hand, you embrace in the embrace and knock you back. Give you special consideration, special attention. Before 2 weeks, no end that this thing, he come to me and say, "Na last 2 cigars this way, the hibam today." I said, "All right, palaba no the hibam. Wallahi, he live sute he married." She don't find with the woman. That's why I'm not going to mention your name. So this one, that thing where it happened. Dr. Abiso, I've been a person who I like color, no, that they chop and plenty, the red color. Even Grand Councilor Mukhtar know the chop color like me. What he make I know the chop color now for more than 6 years. Why I know the chop color? Somebody enter Islam. Me and you will talk now, doctor by profession. He tell me say all what you will preach for Islam he don't accept. He say now only one thing he no figuring. I say now what he say for dream beer. I talk for you say no it be easy for you for liver. I talk for you sute at the end. He talk for me say it's some particular thing day where my heart dead. May I try for live and see whether I go succeed. If I succeed, make I tell you. I come that day and never sleep. I calculate say na really what where they no fit pass. Where I never consume that thing and there I dey consume and plenty. I fall now for this red color. I say from today inshallah I no go chop and I go see what it go happen. I live am from that time I know the chop am. Stay today. Then I go meet Toby I tell you. He say, okay, go live on Bona gradually. So you see, this method for live something small, Quran don't mention them for how they live alcoholic drinks. Now small, now so Quran mention them. He get a complete rehabilitation program for inside Surah Al-Ma'idah. And then for inside book for Ibn al-Qayyim Madarij al-Salikin, he don't talk about tawbah, when a gradual tawbah. Now a repentance where if you don't live on one time, you go show for your skin. Sometime you feel even enter for some different condition. But you know find if the person when expert for field, you don't can take it time explain, maybe then can open some another explanation like we go tire plenty. But what we are talking about say we the young ones. At least we don't see for image, for picture. We don't see how person there inside his sense, he destroy his life. Get problem for kidney, for lungs, for liver, get respiratory problem, get cancer, get all kind balai. When he take and put on for himself. So this one, the goal and the intention, na two things. We make a gather una for here. Na two things. Say me no became pass for corner place where this thing they take place. Me no pass for day. Doctor don't mention and say, may you turn your back, no became even look that place. Number two thing, if una get person when una friend, he do that thing, una try with you for come out, you know come out, una cut relation with you. Una try instead for me spoil una, better me una spoil una and ye. Begin the day for Ubay ibn Ka'ab. Eh? Dede? Last year we be talk say what? Say any man will want come from Makaranta, try pass for forest. We go dismiss ye. Now so? Today when I don't hear enough for people for book. Who we just talk say any man want come for Ubay ibn Ka'ab. If he follow for forest or after Makaranta ye mami or pass any, he choose now for follow forest for go place where they send he no but stand look what he happen for that place where smoke the woke up. He dismissal don't cash. Now so all this one that because we like una so that men lungs no black the way una see them for TV. So this one are the goal for this one. And when una talk say una know one time, now all that he end. If I'm for say me begin sleep inside water, eh? If I'm for see akuya sleep for ground say mami ashia, eh? If I'm for say big man stand for ahead the top for you dey for down so the looking and so say small. Or you want cross place, you check your foot more than normal. For say you want jump. Or you take your foot, they go before come back. Like how chameleon did do. You fine? If I'm for say me, you begin see say you don't wear clothes where all man they see you naked. If I'm for say you just say you get sense where all man they say you don't crease. You don't crease the work pick paper, khalas. Your own don't finish. وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. And then you meet up Allah, punish you, put you for Jahannam. For dunya you suffer, for akhiratu you suffer. You find so? فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. May we not stay away from. I do one more thank Doctor plenty, and I assure you, Doctor say you don't give you homework. We'll go walk. This one not just beginning. We'll go walk. We'll go sit down whole meeting, and. May I beg you, may people begin here so that you go easily give me the soft copy for this program. And may you give me, because online plenty people they don't ask. So they will debate. I tell them say they go buy and not buy and before me I give them. Where you know buy it, give me. But we don't agree at the end say I go give them free. Inshallah. So the soft copy you go be of use for we, and we go take and keep them for archive for this mahad, inshallah. And we will continue for doing plenty people the day where they can give we counseling for different areas. So one day we will concern only papa them. We'll call them, talk for them. So one now only picking them. We'll call them, talk for them. We will assign some team where they go to work go shidon for place where they sell them. Tori with that people. For me, Sira, all una know brought away there for day, Ubangabun, Mala Uba. May Allah make us say the watch RTV so that may hear say name don't come over TV. Mala Uba faculty we learn for Azhar na al-khidma al-ijtimaiya, social service. Mala Uba their university, they send them for go inter for hospital for Chris people. Begin Tori with any Chris man, they hear what he make and Chris man Chris. Plenty for that Chris people, Nadi Banga they make them. Maybe say na genetic Chris, say they don't inherit them for mommy and pa, and maybe down where you take paracetamol it affect baby for inside belly. Now this Banga they make them. So we need forget two people where they will go sit down, dafa begin talk with the people. They ask as doctor talk for we for you, say may you know the concept for what way they do. May you make them what way they call us, say press them to the wall. Talk and the benefit for this thing now what you want here. The important you go tell we. Before you drink, during drinking, or before you smoke, during smoking, and after you don't smoke, talk in the helem na wati. So that even na find me all we can join the one. Maybe thing we go to do and back all leuna. And if na bad thing, when I leave and come back inside Jama. So I just say na a kind of homework we don't get them. I not say only this my intervention for 30 seconds. You don't be in a different muhadara. May Allah reward you all. And may Allah make good use of it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We give thanks and special thanks to the director of this complex, Sheikh Abu Umar Ibn Ali Ibn Ibrahim, for his powerful intervention and his religious advice on the issue of drug and substance abuse. We thank him very much. That set the pace. We give thanks to everybody who participated in this workshop program, which is very educative. We are here to act as ambassadors to this workshop. You are here to carry this message. Go and also portray it. If you are a family person, you have your wife, your children, and so on, you have to go and portray the message to them too, that this is what we learned today. If you are somebody who have brothers and sisters at home, your parents are there back at home, they have not made it here, you are supposed to carry the message back to them. Tell them that this is what we learned today in Mahad, substance and drug abuse. This one will help to spread in the community. Remember, one of the Islamic scholars said, to fix a community, you have to begin with your home. When you make your home fine, the quarter will be fine, and the community will be fine, the country will be fine, and the entire world will be fine too. So we pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us to be good ambassadors to this ummah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.